Hi everyone, this is Sean. Welcome to another one of my videos. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. If you haven't yet already, please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the importance of having a complaint mechanism if you own and operate a private security company. So let me just give you an illustration example. The other day I was on the 60 freeway near Ontario. I was headed home, Ontario, California. I was headed home and this car kept weaving in and out of traffic. And this car was so close to hitting other vehicles. So being the passenger of my car, I started recording him. Unfortunately, I didn't get the parts where he almost actually hit a vehicle. But anyhow, this vehicle, it wasn't a security company vehicle. It was some type of mobile mechanic service or some handyman service. I did see a phone number. It was one of those 1-800 numbers. And then I saw there was a website address on there. Anyhow, my concern was that maybe this guy was having a medical emergency. If not, maybe he was intoxicated. This was sometime around, I want to say 10 or 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Typically what you get is you get people that they have been drinking overnight on a Saturday, and then come Sunday they got to go to work or they got some type of call out. So it's not too uncommon to find intoxicated people even on a late morning or even early afternoon. Now there's a point in time where he started straightening up his driving, and I felt like there was no urgency to dial 911 for the highway patrol, and plus the likelihood of them catching him while he's driving was very slim. So I decided not to dial 911, but I decided to make a report, to notify somebody that's in charge of this guy, again, just for his own safety. Again, he could be having a medical condition. Maybe he needs to be DOT tested or something like that. We can't have people like this on the roadway. So I sent an email. I prefer to communicate through email because there's a written record of things. I think I had a conversation on YouTube with security guard David from the Security Guard Command, and he made a great comment revolving around the fact that he likes to communicate through email. It's a written record rather than you make the phone call. It's he said, she said. And plus, I sent him an email based on my observations, and I said, hey, please forward this to a manager, a supervisor, and please have them contact me. Hold on, guys. Even this car is cutting to my lane here. This semi. Too bad there's no phone number on there. Okay. So I said I have video footage. So you would think that if you are a leader in this organization that you would contact this concerned citizen. But no, it's been more than a week and nothing, guys. But I bet if I had if I needed handyman work or mechanic work, I'd probably get an email and even a phone call very, very briefly. So the whole point of the matter is this: if you don't have a complaint mechanism in place, that person on the road or that person who is affected by your security company, they're not going to be a happy camper. They can post a Yelp review, a Google review, a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. Now, what the outcome of that would be, it would be a negative stigma to your company. And I would say I would not even consider hiring these people. They're dangerous. If this person can't even maintain the lanes, how can they fix your car? How can they maintain that precision when they're fixing your car or fixing something else, if they can't even drive precisely? And this could lead to less customers and negative reputation on your company. And then you can post it on YouTube, the video, and then there's a big old display of their car. I mean, there's signage all over the place, and it just a black eye to your security company. What I'm actually doing with this video, guys, I am not entering any metadata for this company. So if you search for this company on YouTube or Google, my video will probably not pop up, because again, there's no metadata on that. I just don't feel the need to just expose somebody in that manner. This is a private security and investigations leadership channel, and I just wanted you to get the value of me discussing what I saw. Okay, now back to the security company. You guys, put your 1-800 number on there, or your hotline, because it's going to serve two purposes. Number one, you basically get free advertising. You have a patrol car, you put a phone number, people are going to they're going to call you if they like your patrol vehicle, they see that your guys or gals are professional. This can lead to more business. On another note, if you have an erratic private security officer or patrol officer driving on the roadway, this is a measure that keeps this person in check. Guys, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I learned the hard way when I was a brand new private security patrol officer. You know, I drove a little bit faster than I should in my younger days, and because of that, my first 2 weeks on the job, 2 people already called me in. They had my patrol unit number, and they had the location where I was at. Now, during those days, there was no cell phone footage. But I tell you guys, that was a rude awakening. Well, it was a good awakening. My supervisors, they pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, look, this person called. They complained that you're driving too fast, or I think maybe you didn't signal, you cut in front of them. You need to drive a lot better, because you're going to cause a collision. You're going to cause a crash." So after that, you guys, I knew that the public was looking at me, and my driving behavior, it changed. I mean, being 20 years old, at that time I was a bit immature, and I haven't been through life. So I thought I was Superman. I could do whatever I want, and I could drive however I want. But I tell you, that 1-800 number keeps you in check. That complaint mechanism keeps you in check. Now, I keep mentioning the words complaint mechanism. So if you have a patrol service, most likely that number is going to lead to you as the owner. Maybe you're the manager of the company. Now, if this leads to a dispatcher, if you're the owner of a security company, you have to have a protocol in place. So if the dispatcher receives a complaint for one of your security officers driving erratically, make a checklist. So ask this person, is there cell phone video? How did the driver look like? Is there a unit number on this car? Is there any other information you want to add? How did you feel? Did you feel unsafe? How so? Guys, as a 5-year veteran, as a 5-year watch commander veteran for a law enforcement agency, I learned that if you nip something in the butt in the field right then and there, it doesn't go higher than you. It doesn't go to the commanders. It doesn't go to a sheriff or a chief. It doesn't go to a city council or board of supervisors. It doesn't go viral on social media. Now, obviously this stuff can, but in my 5 years experience, being the watch commander, being the man in charge of a law enforcement officer, a law enforcement agency for a patrol shift, you gotta nip it in the butt right then and there. Address the issue. So as a supervisor, my comment to this person would be, first off, thank you so much for calling me with this concern. This is really concerning to me because it obviously affects the public and it affects you as well. I understand what could have happened, and I am so sorry for that, for what happened. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk to the driver, I'm gonna talk to the patrol officer, find out what happened, and we're gonna rectify the situation. I assure you that. Now you can also, if you want, hey, sir, ma'am, would you like it afterwards? After I address the situation, would you like it if I call you, if I contact you, just to follow up? So when you tell this to somebody, they feel like they're important. So what I would do, and you guys might be wondering, what should I do with my patrol officer if this happens? Well, first you got to get their side of the story, guys. Find out like what happened. Okay. Now I'll tell you this: if you constantly get complaints on the same person, the information that is forthcoming is probably true, you guys. Even 2 times around, there's a good chance that it's probably true, and you have to have an important conversation with this employee. You're going to have to reprimand this person, tell them that they need to drive a lot safer because they're putting the company at risk for liability. And not only are they putting the company at risk, they're putting themselves at risk. Okay? Because if this employee exceeds the scope of their employment, if there's some type of crash or collision, there's always that slight chance that workers' comp is not going to cover them because they're acting outside the scope of employment. When you're driving 10, 20, 30 miles an hour over the speed limit, that is not your duty as a patrol officer for a security company. That's not part of your assignment. It's to drive 10, 20, or 30 miles an hour over the speed limit. And because of that, a company's argument to not identify you in the case of liability, their argument is going to be, hey, this person exceeded the scope of employment. They were told to drive within the speed limit. They were not following policy. They were so far outside the policy that it was reckless. Therefore, we should not be liable to identify them in this lawsuit. And this lawsuit could be a workers' comp case. It could be a lawsuit involving maybe a crash with another party. So have this assertive conversation with your employee, and have repercussions in place. Tell them, hey, if this persists, you could be suspended, you could be written up, or you could even be terminated, because the risk that you're creating is not worth the reward to the company that you're creating with your work ethic. Okay? So have that conversation with the employee, have a complaint mechanism, and address the issue with this person that is calling out. For the follow-up, guys, I wouldn't say, hey, don't say this person has been reprimanded, this person has been suspended. Don't say that. It's very disrespectful to your employee. Not only disrespectful, it might be a violation of privacy laws in your jurisdiction, guys. But what you could do is you could talk to this person, you address it to this person, and you can't say that the case is being investigated internally, and appropriate correctional measures are being taken. If they ask, well, is this person going to be fired? Then you mention, well, you know what, this is a personnel matter, and I can't disclose that information, but I assure you that corrective measures are being taken. That's a better route to go. If you nip it in the butt that way, guys, there's a good chance that they're not going to go higher than your own company, which is a good thing. I don't think that they're going to end up making complaints with the local law enforcement agency. Now, this, what happens is this. Nothing much is going to happen the first time around with the local law enforcement agency, but I assure you, with one complaint, two complaints, if law enforcement is aware that your security company drives like crap, they might be more likely to take a traffic enforcement action if they see one of your officers violate the traffic codes or traffic laws. If you don't signal, or maybe you're speeding, there's a good chance instead of that verbal warning that you're going to get a citation. So try not to have it go law enforcement. Some of you work in jurisdictions where you have a licensing board. In California, we have the BSIS. There's a chance that there might be a complaint over there. Now, what effect does this complaint have at BSIS? Well, what could happen if the complaint is significant, BSIS will do a site inspection on your business and not give you any slack for any violations. So I think that would be the outcome. And every time BSIS shows up, guys, it's very rare for them not to find a violation of something. There's always something that they can find. And then because they do that, you're going to be in their database as having a violation, and you're more likely than not going to have an inspection on a regular basis. So guys, these are my thoughts. If you're a private security company owner, or you're in management, or you want to own a security company, or you're even a patrol officer, let me know what your thoughts are on this subject. What advice do you have for others? You guys all take care and be safe. Looking forward to the dialogue.